Alright, so if you got Alchemy fins, they're putting a full rail on their fins now. So you got to cut back where you want your foot pockets to be. So I'm putting the Pathos on these new fins. I got my old fins on the left and the new ones on the right. As you can see, the rail comes all the way down. So you got to cut in. You gotta cut the rail back to fit the Pathos. So the first step is I measured my old fins because my old fins came already with the rail kind of cut, wasn't all the way down. Where the white ends is where they came. So here I'm measuring the distance down so I can transfer that onto my new fins. After I got that measurement, I went ahead and transferred it to the new ones. I like that measurement because it's not too far up the fin, so therefore you're getting the most true flex out of them. So these are medium flex, these ones. So yep, it's true to flex. It's most true the less foot pocket rail you have, if that makes any sense. So yeah, transferring the measurements on both fins. This is the first time I've ever done this, so I just went for it, started cutting it. And then peeling it off was a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. They use a really good adhesive on their rails, which is a good thing, but it's really hard to get off. So I struggled a little bit, and then was finally able to just rip it off. And I was checking to see how hard that adhesive was going to be to get off that was left on there, and it's pretty on there. My nail definitely wasn't getting it off, so I had to resort to something else. Decided to use the razor blade to just kind of run along it, and that worked pretty good, as you can see. Went ahead and did both sides like that. And both fins. So I got as much off as I could. I wasn't able to get it all off, but I figured it'd be fine. So next was to clean the foot pockets. I'm a little embarrassed of what I use. I used Windex because I didn't have any rubbing alcohol, but it worked. As you can see, I got a lot of stuff out of there on the Q-tip. All that black stuff was just debris in there. Then clean off the fins with Windex again because I didn't have any rubbing alcohol. Next was to put the fins in the pockets. This was a little bit difficult. I was binding on both sides pretty bad. As you can see, I was kind of struggling trying to get it to sit in there proper. So what I decided worked best was to put it in one side first. So I slid it on the left side, and then it went in the right side just fine. So you really got to push down as hard as you can to get it to sit proper. And yeah. Next, you want to measure from the top of the fin down to the end of the foot pocket rail to make sure that both sides are even. You want them to be even because if they're not even, then that means the fin's crooked in the foot pocket. So I use this JB weld for glue. First step is to glue the little, I don't know what you call that, like tongue on the pocket. Put a little bit, fair amount of glue underneath there, and then apply some pressure, a little bit of pressure, not too much. Wipe off the excess glue that comes out. You want to hold it for a couple minutes, which I did, and it seemed to be holding pretty good because you don't want the foot pocket to move while you're cutting the rails down. So this was just kind of a little trial and error thing I was doing. I decided to take a black Sharpie, which wasn't showing up on the black rails too good, and kind of mark where the end of the fin rail was. I decided to just kind of go for it because I couldn't really see my mark. So I just took the razor blade and just kind of eyeballed, went both sides. So cut one side and then turn it over and cut that side straight, and then go across and connect the two cuts. And it's a really thick rubber, so you really got to apply some pressure. I wouldn't recommend doing it on your lap like I was. Super unsafe. It's really hard to cut, but then I found if you bend it about halfway through, it'll just it just kind of breaks off on its own, like really good. So yeah, that worked. I cut about halfway and I just bent it. So do the other side. Again, I don't recommend doing this on your lap. You should probably do it on a table or something. Be safer. So once they're cut good, you want to apply glue next. I found it's best if you bend the rail back and kind of open it up and get it as far down as you can, and then give a generous amount of glue. You don't want too much, but you obviously don't want too little, and you want to go all the way up to the end of it and then as far down as you can. I put it on first without putting any on the fin, and then kind of tested it and kind of decided I was going to put some on the fin itself. So I took it off pretty quickly and applied a little bit of glue to the fin itself, and then put it back. You want to apply like a generous amount of pressure. And then do the same thing to the other side, obviously. This time I put a little bit of glue on the fin itself. And then I use a napkin to wipe the excess glue off. Again, if there's an easier way to do this, or I don't know, a better technique you guys have, just put in the comments so other people can see. I'm not a pro by any means. This is like my second time doing this. And it turns out good, but if there's any better ways, just let us know. Next, I ran into a little bit of a problem. I was having some binding on the bottom right corner of this fin, so I went into panic mode and ran into the garage to grab a flathead to get that binding out. Is like curling up. So I got a flathead in there, popped it out, and it laid flat again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You just want to repeat that, obviously, for the other fin. And yeah, that's how I did it. hope that can help some of you, because I couldn't find any videos when I was searching, so I just kind of went for it, and this is what I came up with. But yeah, there you go.